What's going on, guys? It's Pierre Andrews, and today I'm going to show you guys how I process a bass groove that I got from a friend of mine whose song I'm mixing to make it nice and punchy and sit really well in the mix. So before I get started, please like the video, subscribe to my channel, click the bell button, all that good stuff. All right, here we go. Here's the sample of the audio of the track with the bass processed. All right, so I'll go through the little details first, but here, let me solo the bass so you can hear it by itself. Okay, and then I have an automation window open here, and let me show you guys what it sounds like before any processing. So got quite a big signal chain here, and I use this pretty often after a lot of trial and error and stuff like that. It's worked out pretty well for me. So this is what the bass sounded like unprocessed. Alright, so you can tell there's a couple of slides here that are kind of louder in gain. That kind of get quite a bit louder and kind of are kind of disrupting to the ear. Same with this slide here at the end here, if you hear it. Right there. And that's actually clipping. But with this processing, it was less noticeable after I got done. So first thing I did was throw a gain trim plugin and just automate it on these sections to make it a little bit less noticeable. Then the first thing I did after that was put on UAD's 1176. I've tried all of the 1176s, and this by far to me is the cleanest one, especially for bass. It's actually what I'm using on my voice right now, talking. It's just very, very smooth and clean, with much less distortion than the Blueface, in my opinion. So 4 ratio, really fast release, and I just nudge the attack to taste. And as far as gain reduction, about 7 dB. Wait for the little slide. Goes all the way up to 10 at some point. So those are to tame. Sorry about that. Those are to tame all the transients. Should have turned that shit off. Sorry. And then we're actually talking about bass amp sims here with my buddy Matt Sim, who's an awesome mixing engineer. Anyways, so after that, I'm using Amplitube, and I'm using Amplitube's SVT VR amp sim, and I've tried Universal Audios. And I've tried this one, and I A to B them, compared them for like a couple hours, and this one just to me sounds way better. And a big part of that has to do with the cab section, and being able to blend the two mics in with the DI signal. It just sounds much more realistic. So anyways, my amp settings are pretty much as follows, and this is really where it starts to shine. Listen to it with it. Now listen to, I'll just go to this section where there's that slide. You can hear how much it just tames it with and without here. Check it out. With. Without. So it makes it just, it kind of tames it, makes it rounder, but also more punchy. That has to do with, I boosted the mid-range, cut the bass down, increased the treble, and I saved this preset. I went off the first preset that was there, which was what, Amplitube collections, SV. X2, SVT-VR. I think it was like the aggressive one, and then I just modified it. So anyways, and then the cab section, I kind of just boosted the DI a little bit, but left the settings pretty much as they were. So this was a big help in making it sound great. After that, I wanted to tame those slides, and then the muddy kind of mid-range that this was giving me. So let's hear it before and after. It just tames that that low mid kind of frequency. Sorry for the pauses. Let me just. Just cleans it up a little bit, and I love using dynamic EQ to be very precise. It's definitely more precise to my ear than multiband compression. All right, then after that, I used Fabfilter Pro Q2 I wanted to boost the 900 hertz range to give it more presence, make it more in your face, and then I scooped out a little bit of the lower end. There's a bit too much bite on that frequency range, so let's hear it with and without. So it just tames it some more. So yeah, remove some of that and then boost some of that to make it a little bit more present in the mix. Then sometimes I do this, but in this case it wasn't necessary. I'll either attenuate the low frequencies like a low shelf, or I will boost the high frequencies of the bass to get more, finger or more air at the top. But I didn't feel like it was needed. And the reason I use the Tube Tech is it's a Pultec, EQ is it's a very smooth kind of roll off on both ends. So it's like a very gentle curve. So it's not very drastic, and you can kind of push it and make it sound very musical. All right, so I didn't use that in this case. Then after that, my signal chain is Fabfilter Pro MB, and here, this is again shout out to my boy Matt Sim, who actually gave me this cool tip on one of his blogs that I saw on his site, and he suggested to tame the lower frequencies with a multiband EQ. It's just something about it makes it way more musical. It's just lacking that little sheen, and a lot of that has to do with that low end not being tamed. So it's about compressing the shit and out of the signal with multiple times with different signals or different plugins. And then finally, I wanted to just limit it a little bit just to make it more even, and so I pushed it with Oxford limiter, and it's to prevent any peaks, also to just kind of crush the signal a little bit, but still keep it transparent. Like I set my attack all the way up so I wouldn't lose any punchiness. There's no gain reduction even going on. I just wanted to be able to push it so I could give it more of a round tone, or more of an even volume tone. And then that's kind of it. So in the context, I'm going to go ahead and play the song again, and then I'll go back and forth between the plugins being on and off. Let's see if I can do that fast enough. All right, guys, that's about it. Thanks so much for checking it out. Let me know if you have any questions, and I'll see you on the next one.